This is how powerlifting found me. How to find barbell? Growing up, honestly, I had big brothers. My dad has 5 sons, so my 3 older brothers, I just grew up with them talking about dad benching 500 pounds. Like that was like the magic thing. So amongst us, it was who was ever going to beat dad. None of us have. So none of us have, not even come close. But I grew up with that. Like I grew up with him talking about that. So the gym was kind of like just a thing that appealed to me. Then he started taking me to the gyms once I was probably like around 3rd grade. So like 8, 9, I don't know, early 90s. They let you get in the gym that early. But then if I couldn't make it to the gym, I remember like just starting to lift everything, like anything around the house, like dumb stuff, like the couch. Like I would use it as a leg press, or like my dad had this box with the desk in it that he didn't put together for like 3 months. So it was kind of heavy, but I would get under it, like let it fall on me, hella dangerous, and then do leg presses with it while I was home by myself. I really could have like got splatted, but anyways, hey, that's why you get stronger. So I grew up kind of like with that. Then I would say that rolled into years down the line. We were in Port St. Lucie. And of course, YouTube's getting bigger. So like being able to see these niche sports like Brandon Lilly found, Dan Green, Richard Hawthorne, KK. What was KK's name? The deadlifter, something Karosky, it's something long. But it was like during that era. So finding them, I'm like, oh my God, you can be Richard Hawthorne like this size and be this strong, or whatever. So it was just like blew my mind. And then Raw Unity was popping up, and people at the gym at Gold's were talking about it. We would kind of see these big people, just being real big dudes, coming in and use the sauna. So again, asking some questions, found out Raw Unity was in my area. I just missed it by a week. But that led to me finding Matt Levine and the Port St. Lucie power team. And that was like the first power team or powerlifting thing I had really been in. That was like 13, no, longer than that. I keep saying 13. This is like 14, 15 years ago now that I think about it. And Matt honestly really kind of was, I would say, one of the big pushes of me like into powerlifting. So we were, oh my God, sometimes 15 to 20 of us training in this like 12 by 15 room with a monolift, 2 combo racks, and we're all in there. You can imagine what squat day was like, but that definitely taught me that like you don't need a lot of space, and I just kind of grew up with that in powerlifting. Then like all gyms, Matt moved, Northern Florida, and we were looking for a space. But in that time period, I was deep in my actual work was deep in like men's fashion. So I was doing like suiting, men's fashion week, all that stuff, just menswear design. But I was just, always kind of like the bigger dude at these events and whatnot. And over time, working with different brands, I was like, man, I kind of want to do something on my own. And Ivy was getting into the lifting too. And that's one night Girls Who Powerlift started to like form and shape. And we launched that brand 2015. And it changed our lives. I don't even admit, Girls Who Powerlift definitely changed our lives. So that grew and ended up growing into a gym because we were constantly looking for places to take photo shoots. So that's where Iron Night was born. Iron Night, we opened up 2017 in Port St. Lucie, one of the first probably power gyms in that area. And really we opened it because I was running out of space in my garage also, so too, but we opened up this gym, and it was an amazing thing. We started hosting meets. We got to see what a barbell did in a lot of people's hands. A lot of other people in the area got to experience what strength felt like. So it was just really a passion project, always has been. But we started hosting meets 9 years ago. We did the Treasure Coast Classic with Rich's help, Rich Fika. Rich has been our mentor in this whole meet building space since we started. We came into the sport, into USPA. So that Treasure Coast Classic now, 8 years later, is Iron Nightmare 8. It's funny to think Treasure Coast was in our gym, a very hot gym, might I add, in the summer, 90 some odd degrees, sweltering. It was probably like 30 lifters, if that. And 8 years later, Iron Nightmare 8 will have 3 platforms, probably over 140 lifters, and an Olympic weightlifting platform. So it's been cool to see that progress with what we do. I would say about a year ago, I got an opportunity. I was reached out to by National Office of USPA because of my background in, building Nightmare, building Girls Who Powerlift, design, apparel, marketing. Opportunity for marketing officer for USPA popped up, joined the team. And it's been an amazing year of us just doing a lot of new things in the sport. I'm just really happy and grateful to be in this position. But yeah, they found me. Yeah, sorry, I'm going around. But I'm like, yeah, USPA really found me because of all of our work. And over time, we linked up together. And now we are working on some really cool stuff. Okay, so yeah, now we're working on some really awesome things. They've let me my crazy self in the office with this insane, awesome crew. And we're starting to build out some really cool things. And yeah, this is how powerlifting found me. I am Corey Knight, Chief Marketing Officer of USPA, owner of Iron Knight Gym, co-owner of Girls Who Powerlift.